Manchester United 3, Fulham 1. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. What an absolute bit of chaos we witnessed today. I've never seen anything like that at a live game. I haven't. I'm trying to think. I definitely haven't witnessed it in person, and I'm trying to think of any games where I've seen that happen. I can't think off the top of my head. But a complete capitulation from Fulham. And for large parts of that game, we were really poor. We hadn't turned up. There was no intensity. Midfield was really bad. The game was getting away from us. Fulham deserved their goal. I thought their fullbacks were excellent. Tete and Robinson, they were bombing on, causing us problems. Andreas Pereira was getting on the ball. Willian was kind of running the show. Mitrovic had Maguire's number. And they were all just having good games. Harrison Reed, Paulinho was dictating play. We were a mess. We were a mess. And we needed to change it. I mean, we went 1-0 down, and that was always coming. I think the problem that we had was there was no link between midfield and defence. We had no midfielder that was able to start play, come and get the ball off the back four, get on the half turn, pass between the lines and say, right, let's start playing. Scott McTominay isn't the guy for that. That didn't work. I thought he had a bad game. Sabitzer and Bruno were ahead of him, trying to make things happen in the final third, and it just wasn't connecting. The midfield was not working in tandem, was not working in unison, whereas obviously Fulham's was. They were pressing us high up the pitch. We couldn't get out. Harry Maguire was an issue because every time the ball came to him, he was slow on the ball, making bad decisions. Whenever he had to defend in one-on-one situations, he gets booked quite early against Mitrovic. Mitrovic smelt blood there. And we just wasn't good. We just really, really wasn't good. There was no intensity. There was no movement. You know, I know we're getting on to Maguire saying he was slow on the ball and that as well, which he was. But other times, if he looked up ahead of him, there wasn't players moving. It was just really poor. Jadon Sancho, I thought, was laboured. Rashi couldn't get into the game. Weghorst was just doing doggies from left back to centre back to right back and back and forth again. It was just really poor. And Fulham probably should have taken the lead in the first half. And they come out in the second half and we were again just as poor and go 1-0 down. And that's where the game actually changed. Not just because we went 1-0 down, but actually that forced Ten Hag into making some changes, and it was McTominay who came off and Anthony who came on, and that was actually the difference maker. I'm not saying, and I'll get to the red cards because that is the crazy part of the game, because Fulham literally capitulated and handed us the game, essentially. But by putting Anthony on, he did have an impact and he did change the game. And actually, the first moment we created a real chance, we've technically scored from it, you know, and that forced their capitulation. So for all of Fulham's hard work, as soon as we managed to put a chance against them and put a bit of pressure on them, they absolutely lost their heads. Mitrovic, clown. Marco Silva, clown. Willian, clown. Because actually, especially Willian and Mitrovic, they were playing really well. They were doing everything they needed to do, and they helped us. So thank you. Thank you, Mitrovic, and thank you, Willian, because I tell you what, Willian, it's a definite red card. And I don't know what Marco Silva's even complaining about. I haven't seen why he's complaining, but for him to even get a red card in that moment, it's clearly a handball, it's clearly a red card, and he goes crazy before the ref even gets to the VAR to even give the penalty and give the red card to Willian. He gets sent off before that. Then obviously the ref sees what he needs to see and rightly so sends off Willian.
Willian out!
Willian out. And then Mitrovic, what the hell, what on earth are you doing, you absolute clown? So that is an absolute head loss from them. They can have no complaints. Fulham threw that game away. They threw that game away and we rode our luck. I will give us credit for is the fact that if you just rewind a little bit before the incident that led to the red card, we created the moment. I think Bruno clears the ball, Anthony's clean through. He has a lot to do. He has to make sure he travels with the ball and plays the right weight of pass to Jadon Sancho. He gets that right, that's the tick. Jadon Sancho, after not really being great in the game, he needs to make sure he has a little bit of composure. Goes round Leno, sits down Harrison Reed, gets the pick of the goal, pretty much, to pick his spot, picks his spot, and Willian becomes the goalkeeper and gets sent off. So that was good from Jadon Sancho. He could have rushed, he could have let the keeper get the ball, he could have shot into Harrison Reed, but he didn't. He sat him down, so he showed good composure. So what I will say is that actually we did up the ante a little bit after conceding. I will give us that. We could have gone into a shell a little bit, and also mixed with David De Gea making some big saves as well. He made a big save from Robinson, he made a big save from Mitrovic's header, and he made a big save from Willian's shot as well. And for all of you lot who sit at home and you tell me, don't flex, don't touch the players. What? I was with David De Gea, interview, yeah? He came over, he said hello, yeah, fist pump, yeah, dap me up, everything. Owen's little face on the corner, looking like this, all of this. All of you are saying, don't do this, don't do that. Where are you now? Not one of you are going to be in these comments saying, you know what, Flex, fair enough, you're right, the judge is not real. None of you are going to do it. But you know what? It's fine. I don't need the accolades from you lot, even though I deserve some accolades. Actually, do you know what? I don't even deserve accolades. I don't even want accolades. I just want you lot to say that the judge is just not a thing. How about it just depends what happens on the pitch? Yeah? How about that? Passive Jurgen Fleck. But it's true though. Nah. Oh, innit, Josh, am I wrong or am I wrong?
I think you might be right here, Fleck.
They're always on to me. They're like, nah, man, don't touch the player. But no one's going to say, you know what? Fleck's actually like touched David's hair a lot there.
Saying that, I think you touched the whole team, and judging from the player ratings, the scores weren't that good.
Nah, you can't. You see, but you know what, Josh? Actually, I'm glad you did that, because that will be the new narrative. Nah, Fleck, you touched the players, and look how poorly we played. It'll be that. I don't want to hit. I touched Bruno, scored a pen, scored another goal, bang. Yeah, he played rubbish, but he scored the pen. If he would have missed that pen, Fleck, see, you touched him, he misses the pen. So I don't want to hear it.
Good point, Fleck.
Exactly. For every little thing you lot say, I can get something back. But anyway, that's enough about that. Enough of Jurgen Fleck. But please, in the comments, just allow the judge. There's no judge, clearly. But Fulham gave us the game. The judge was so strong, it passed through De Gea into the air that was at Old Trafford and into the Fulham players to make them get 3 red cards. That's judge. Because I couldn't believe it, honestly. I literally said, when that red card happened, Josh was sitting next to me, I said, that's a red card, get him out of it, that's a red card. Then I see Marco Silva get a red card, I was like, yeah, get him off as well. Then I see Mitrovic going over, it was absolute pandemonium. And I couldn't believe my eyes. And obviously when it's 9 men, you know, what I did like it about it then, obviously you can't give too much props for dispatching of 9 men, but it was great that the second goal came so quickly, because we got the ball down. I think Luke Shaw makes an overlapping run. I think Sancho gives it to him, if I'm not mistaken. Crosses it, little flick from Sabitzer, and he gets his first goal for Manchester United. So, look, and then it was about game management. I have to talk about Martinez real quick. He was just phenomenal. Again, the only mistake he made, I think, was when he tried to put his body there and Reed guessed the right way and took it off him. Other than that, you know, in a team where you're playing next to Harry Maguire, who isn't being progressive. He's not playing quickly how you would like to normally play. We've got no midfield. He stepped into midfield and made quick passes. He fired one into Weghorst first, and then he set someone else, and then McTominay gets a shot. Clipped balls over the top, defending, crunched Daniel James. You know, just so much from him in what was actually a largely shocking performance. So, look, we get the job done. Brighton await us at Wembley. If we play like that against Brighton, we will lose 5-0. It's as simple as that. But Casemiro will be back then. And look, this team, what I will say, just has a knack for just getting it done. Is it concerning the way we're playing? Is it catching up with us? Yes. We badly need Eriksen back. We badly need Casemiro back. But these are cliches. We know that. We have to try and find a way. I thought Bruno didn't have his best game at all. I thought he was quite wasteful, but comes up in the clutch moment when you need him. Big player, big personality, puts the ball on the spot, sends the keeper the wrong way. So, look, we can't have it all our own way, but you have to find a way to win, especially in cup games. And you know what? At Wembley, now we're into the stage where anything can happen. You know, of course we can beat Brighton, but if we're not on it, we won't beat them. You know what I mean? And then City away in the final. Wow, a Manchester derby at Wembley would be crazy, but we cannot overlook Brighton. They've been doing a fantastic job, and that is going to be a difficult tie. I'm glad the international break is here. We need that little bit of rest. The players that aren't going need to relax as well and recoup. So yes, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we are on our way to Wembley again. No more judge. Peace.